Swoosh, swoosh.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude, I'm excited to have you back on, man.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
What episode is this?
It's 76, dude.
Nice.
70s. Dude, you know what's funny? I told you. Back last time I had you on, I'm like, dude, you know what? I think I'll get you in around the 70s.
70, yeah.
I think I said that.
I remember, yeah.
Freaking, what's that word? It's the one with visualization.
Oh, I totally know what you mean.
I say it all the time.
Speak it into existence kind of thing.
Manifestation.
There, that's it.
I manifested it, dude. Wow, I can't believe I forgot that. I say that word more often to forget it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, same actually.
It's strange that our minds, man. It's just like a restarted slate every day.
Yeah.
He's like, same person, different memory.
Yeah. But somehow they all run together. It's they're on some kind of a cloud.
They're tricky, man.
Yeah.
Because I'll find myself doing movies, man. Like, you know, like we talk a lot about different films that we're gonna do and ideas, and then like we'll bring them back up a couple months later, and then I'll just look at Kate like, okay, do you remember that shit? Oh man, dude, there was something. I remember there was something special that we thought of, and you know that just like runs to that old tale of write everything down.
Yeah.
Or else you will fucking forget it. What does that Devin say? Write it on a napkin.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Write your ideas on a napkin. Because you'll think of them at any moment. It could be any. You could think of a song right now, Coty.
It's true.
Any moment.
I use my notes on my phone for everything.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
See, I write stuff down on paper still just because I like the feeling of crossing it off.
Yeah.
Like,
sometimes I just don't have it.
I got to do
with
this
me.
and shit. So
Nice.
You know, I kind of.
How dare you, Caden? How dare you
I
not
know,
be?
Caden. You freaking have to go do your duties, man.
Oh god, you're working a big job and stuff. And he is always like working so hard and slinging it when I see him, man.
Oh yeah, he is the most like when it's in like the middle of the game.
Oh.
He's the most focused player on the field, like 100%.
Nice.
But all right, I'm gonna do a countdown. And
All right.
Rock in this motherfucker. All right. Re-stretch. All right, and a 3, 2. You talking to me? I'm talking to you. And this is Talking to Me, Talking to You. And I am joined by my good friend, Coty Hicks.
Thank you, man.
Dude, brother, welcome back again.
Yeah, third time.
Dude, I think you're my most reoccurring guest.
Really?
Besides Ricky, obviously.
Okay.
And Caden.
Yeah. I feel like I need like a little plaque or something.
You do? Dude, you know what? Did I ever give you a button?
No. You have buttons?
It's not with the new haircut,
That is
but it's with the old haircut.
I say I was lucky enough to see you just the other night.
Yeah, you did. You're not as surprised as most people would be.
That is
by
so
this.
cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm Eminem now. I'm actually testing this look out for a role later on, just to see what it looked like, you know, kind of get an idea. And it's looking like, yeah, put it right on.
It's going right on, right?
Right on. On that fantastic shirt, man, you always got the spiffies.
You know, and this one's funny because it's the exact same pattern as the one I wore on the last episode.
But not red and black and white and green.
Colors. You're right.
Oh,
same
shit.
exact shirt.
That's...
I was
You're
like,
cool.
I had to. And you matching the energy over there.
No, I got to, man. It was funny the first time you showed up, I tried to, and like you just, you know, you're just so fruitful and colorful, and I'm like, man, you know. So this time I'm like, I'm gonna get out the dazzle shirt, you know, a little bit.
But you took the big risk, man.
Oh yeah, no, the hair.
Those are not just something you can go change.
Yeah, yeah. Well, dude, and so it was funny when I had my mom do it. I just like went to her house. I was like, Mom, you just want to buzz all my hair off? But she has a hard time cutting my hair. Anyways, like she doesn't like to, because she like remembers my long locks, and she's like, "Why the fuck you cut your hair?" I'm like, because man, I gotta play these different roles. I am an actor in our film group, so I need to fit these characters to some sort. You know?
That's noble of you to take your art that serious, because you could be like Nicolas Cage, who just plays Nicolas Cage in every role.
Movie. Which man, it's cool. Like I get it, you got your thing, but like you look at guys that do their thing, like Jack Nickel, like he does his thing, but makes it different every time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's where those guys are super neat to look into, like their mindset.
Such an inspiration. Too.
Yeah,
like, I kind of want to do that. You know?
Yeah, I mean, dude, like that guy got into his characters, you know, but they were just fixations off of what you could create from looking at that guy himself. You know, like the perfect role cast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But dude, no, I'm glad to get you here. You've been busy as always. You do so much shit, man.
I've done so much since the last time that we were here, except shave.
Yeah, no, you didn't do that. I love the beard, by the
Dude,
way.
it's crazy to think that this is the same like beard that I've had since the first episode.
Is it really?
The first
when it
episode,
was
I
real
had
short?
just started growing
No
that.
way,
and I had
dude.
never shaved since then.
I love that this podcast is a little like episodic.
Yeah, it's like,
you know,
it'll keep track of the
your
time
beard.
for me. I'll be like, hold on, I can get dates because of the show.
Well, I love it too, man, because you're one of the like few people that like posts and like talks about the things that you're doing all the time. So like people can kind of see an insight into your wild, crazy life and all the different wild, cool people you meet, man. It's really interesting. I seen that you went to Cleveland. What'd you end up going up there for?
Actually, I was up there twice back to back. The first time
So you came back, and then went again?
Yeah, it was like maybe a week between the two, maybe.
Why didn't you stay in Cleveland?
I thought about it, honestly. No, the first time we went up just to hang out with Collective Soul. You know, they're producing the Summits EP.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
So they just, they were in the state, and they're like, if you guys want to come up and hang out, they had party passes.
They're touring and stuff?
Yeah, they're on tour. Actually, they might have just finished one up. They were doing a co-headline with Switchfoot.
Okay.
Which it was really good. I caught Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati.
Wow, that's
so
really
they were
cool.
all really great. But then the second time I went up to meet one of my guitar heroes, I have 4 kings, and he's one of them. He's the first one I've ever got to meet. He was Tom Petty's lead guitar player. His name's Mike Campbell.
Okay.
He's got a new band called the Dirty Knobs, they're awesome.
I like that name, the
Dirty Knobs. And they sprinkle in a little bit of Tom Petty music from here to there.
Yeah,
which
tribute
is,
him, of course.
Yeah, expected kind of.
Yeah.
And they're just awesome. And to meet him, and he was so cool. And
did you see that video of the Foo Fighters performing with Taylor Hawkins' son?
Yeah,
dude, that was beautiful, man. I got the goosebumps and the tear in the eye.
The whole event was really nice.
Yeah,
what a send off.
Did they have that up on YouTube? I might have to go check that out and watch the whole
yeah.
thing, man, because that was a special thing, man. And the kid's so cool. I guess he went down afterwards, like like fans kind of hang around, try to get some, some memorabilia stuff, and he came down and was talking to a few of the people, and he's was he like 15, 16 years old?
I think 16.
Yeah, dude, it's just cool. It's a humbleness that has been passed down, from his dad.
He crushed it, man.
No, he killed it.
Yeah,
that dude
that's not an easy tune to just pull off. It's not like he's just gonna play like a 2/4 the whole time. No, he was all over the place.
It's a beautiful thing to see, like that passing down of like such a because Tom Petty actually said it the best. I think you posted that quote. Actually, I think it was you that posted it on Facebook. Talking about
magic.
Yeah, like music is the only real magic in this world because there's nothing fake about it. You don't have to set anything up. It's just like boom, there it is. Yeah. You can throw it anywhere.
And I don't know about you, but music has certainly helped me through some real tough times in my life.
Oh, absolutely, man.
It's certainly some magic to it.
A lot of people like to refer to him like for breakups and Drake. Everyone likes Drake for that exact reason. But me, I went more folky when I went through my despairs, like the Dawes and Yvette Brothers.
Nice.
When I feel that type of way, that's the kind of music I get into. It makes me feel like a remembrance, but a moving on feeling, It's kind of cool. Folk kind of does that.
Yeah, it's like Trampled by Turtles.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, exactly. Pretty cool. You were just talking about your band, The Summit, and that. So, you said an EP.
We do. The first single of the EP will come out mid-October, and then we've got some touring to follow up with that.
Cool.
I would tell you who it is, but the contract's not signed yet, and it's so close. I just don't want to say I get in trouble.
Yeah,
I'm hush hush.
But this is the place to leak it.
Yeah. But I will. Some of the dates are awesome. 2 of them are arenas. I think one's in New York City. So.
Oh wow! So you're going big and
it'll be fun.
Swinging hard.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It'll be fun.
So with the EP, what's the name of it?
So the EP is going to be called Firebirds and Aviators.
Firebirds and Aviators.
Yeah, we're it's kind of a fresh sound on vintage rock and roll. It totally sounds like maybe something you'd hear in Dazed and Confused or something kind of.
Oh,
where, you got the muscle car. You got Matthew McConaughey doing his all right
I
thing.
dig it. Yeah,
it's totally that Sammy Hagar, just straightforward rock and roll. It's not really dressed up. I think I have maybe 2 different guitar tones on the whole thing just because it's just rock and roll. It's very AC/DC, just, nothing real pretty, but just real awesome.
Right, in your face rock and roll.
Yeah, man.
I love it, man.
Yeah, we're pumped about it.
That's cool. And going back to kind of how we've seen your beard grow. I mean, we've kind of, you just joined that band the first time you came on the show.
Yeah, actually.
So now you're about to be releasing
our first recorded
with the
material,
band, man.
yeah.
So
which I'm stoked about.
I'm excited for you, and I'm excited to hear that shit, man. Because it's cool, man. It's been cool getting to know you over the last few years, and and seeing like what kind of stuff you're doing. I really still haven't like got to see you play yet.
You know, we're gonna be doing a little show at the record store, man, October 2nd.
In the city?
Yeah, Everybody's Records.
Yeah.
We're not really even gonna promo it.
You said October 2nd?
Yep.
Okay.
You can, and then if this is out by then, everybody.
Oh yeah.
If not, you missed it. But October 2nd, man, swing by. It's like I said, we're not really promoting. We're gonna set up in this record shop, rock the EP, and get out of there.
Nirvana,
Whoever's
baby.
around, yeah, it's kind of like a Beatles rooftop thing. Like,
Yeah.
I hear music. What is that?
Yeah.
Like, the Summits at the record store.
That's freaking sweet. I'm excited. I will try.
to
I will
swing it,
try
man,
to
yeah.
swing that.
It's a Sunday at 1 or 2 p.m. Like
Because you
midday.
guys have played a few shows out of state.
We have,
like
yeah.
Kentucky and I think Tennessee, right?
We've actually gone
Further
a
than
good
that.
bit, yeah. Indiana, Georgia,
Yeah, 'cause
Kentucky.
I remember
we've
you
been
went
around.
south. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's cool, man, to see. Because you talked about your own project, how you did the Coty Hicks band, and just
Yeah.
to get a part of this cool original band and just start touring around the country, man.
Yeah.
it's exciting. What,
Oh, yeah.
what has been your experience like? Have
Man,
you-
it's been
anything-
so fun, and it's probably because I'm with just veteran guys.
Yeah.
I mean, just to give them a shout out, Mike Hennel, Chris Melfi, and Mike Walker. They're top notch, man. They're real rock stars. Like, I was kind of cutting my teeth, but these guys know, like, oh, we do this and we have that, and this is needed, and it's just been such a huge opportunity and learning curve for me. But it's been awesome.
That's
at the same
beautiful,
time.
man. Yeah.
I just posted a thing this morning on my socials that was the Clyde Theater celebrating their first 200 shows is what they've done.
Okay.
And it's cool to think that the Summit's in that. We opened for Los Lobos there last year.
Yeah.
At the Clyde Theater, and it's all powered by Sweetwater.
Isn't that the guy that you and him have the same amp? Is that band or
No, that was Collective Soul.
Collective? So
Yeah.
also, that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Dean Roland, Mahalo Amps.
Booyah!
Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
remember that. That's unique, man. To have those run-ins. So you talk about Collective Soul. They're one of the guys from there is helping produce.
Yeah,
your guys'
actually, we
EP.
have two of them.
Two of them,
It's
okay.
the bass player, Will Turpin. It's really his studio. He's really taking the main reins on it.
The engineer of the aspect. Yeah.
And then we also have Jesse Triplett, which is going to be producing some of the guitar work and stuff, which he's a monster player.
Yeah.
He's their lead guitar player. Dean kind of just holds down the rhythm, but he's the shredder of the band, So to have him just dial in, tones or ideas or phrasing, any of that's just awesome. Yeah, and I'm one of those guys, like, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Because, now Jesse would be like, hey, guys, look at what I'm working on. And, he's got some cool friends. I mean, he's hanging out with Sammy Hagar and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if he's like, look at what I'm producing, it's just, more names, more connection. But it's like a spider web. Just tangle it up.
Yeah,
as many
man.
places as we can.
And dude, your mindset for that is so cool because you're like you seem like a kind of guy that's a sponge, that just kind of absorbs everything and like makes the friendships and just tries to be that cool collective dude, just like having a good time. And
yeah, man, I'd like Gandhi, be the change you seek in the world.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing. Like if I came across somebody, I'd want just the same kind of personality I give, just easy going, man.
Dude, and that's such a good mindset to follow. It really is. Like taking those guys as examples, like everything outside of your realm can be in your realm if you're just willing to allow that into your space.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about manifestation and stuff. Like, I had Sean Walters. He was on the couch a while ago. I mean, if you've seen that episode, but he talked about how he was working at a factory for like 15 years, and just every day he would go home and read these books about manifestation, visualization, the theater of the mind, and just and sit in it because because he was bullfighting at the time. He was a bullfighter, professional bullfighter.
Gosh.
Yeah, not like the Olay, but like the guys that save the rodeo guys, the bull riders. Yeah, so like they distracting bulls basically. It's crazy, awesome, and he would imagine multiple thousands of times, like every kind of situation, the interaction with that bull. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's so just like listening to guys, like, because I watch UFC.
Oh, okay.
So MMA, and listening to those guys. I mean, having to put yourself in that kind of situation, you have to get like there's some people that can just like brawn brass, like, just go out and do it just for no care. But then there's like, more laid back guys, like say like someone like me and you that just kind of like, you know, I'm good at this, I decided to do it, and then like they find like that martial artist mindset, you know, like kind of like the Bruce Lee, the be water,
the water. Yeah, beat me to it. Be the water.
It's really cool, man. Like to see those perspectives because those mindsets are what lead people like me and you to create the really like defining art. You know, like that shit from the soul, because you find yourself in those kind of in those inner, you know, journeys of trying to imagine what your life could be, you know, because we all have our limitations, you know, of our mind and our body. So that's cool, man. I like listening to those kind of guys, like those old school cats that kind of started creating the mindsets of it. And everyone's got a podcast that likes to talk about that shit now. So it's just like, I like to look at it and like take it for what it is and think it's beautiful. But my own shit. You know, like you gotta find it in yourself in your way. It's
absolutely, cool, and I use that same kind of principle in like guitar playing. Like it's so easy to pick up a guitar and buy like, you know, Zakk Wylde's tone, because you can dial it right in and be Zakk Wylde.
Yeah,
and a lot of guys do that. But like my whole thing is just to carve out my own path, my own thing, you know, in art. It's not. I'm not trying to be the next Eddie Van Halen or Angus Young. I want to be the first Coty Hicks.
Yeah,
like,
and that should be everybody's goal, man.
Yeah, it should, because your unique qualities are all you have to really offer.
Absolutely,
like,
man.
Other than that, it's already been done. You know, it's like what makes you special, and there's something about that to everyone, and they should just really push it.
Absolutely, man. And like, you know, seeing like the push of local communities and music and all that, like, you know, I kind of think of like what the big cats would do. Like, do you support what you came from, kind of thing? You know what I mean? Because everybody comes from the down under, the underground.
Right. Yeah.
So like, to keep a humbleness once you get there, man. Like, how hard is that to keep? You know, once you reach that level.
For sure.
Because we can't imagine it till you. I mean, most people could understand a little more. You've talked to a lot of cats that have lived in that realm of the world.
And it's, you know, it's one of those things where I don't know if people handle it better or if it's just kind of who they are. Like, I know some guys who really aren't doing a lot, but they have the ego of, you know, somebody huge.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if they've ever grown to that point or if that's just kind of who they are.
True,
and then whatever success is under them is just what they have.
That's,
And the same thing with, like, humble guys, like Dave Grohl. He's a mega rock star. I mean, he hangs out with whoever he wants. Paul McCartney was just, you know, at his show, and but he's still just so humble, and he's still just such a nice guy. I think it's just he's probably just always been that way, you know.
Yeah.
Could be wrong though. Maybe money corrupts people and they turn ugly. I don't know.
Well, for Dave as an example, you know, I mean, he was a rock star when he was 19, 20 years old.
Yeah,
like a huge rock star. And I mean, when he did develop his own thing, he's known as a very humble guy, and like that's true to heart. And but also he knows what he wants out of the music and that life.
That's
you know,
the key part.
Like, do you know the story about how? So when he formed Foo Fighters, he got the two guys from what's the band? I know it so well. Sunny Day Real Estate. So so the bassist and the drummer from Sunny Day Real Estate came and played with the Foo Fighters in the very beginning.
I did not know
the bassist is still with them to this day.
Okay.
But the drummer, his name was Will. They recorded that Color and Shape album.
Got you.
And he did all the drum parts until Dave got him back, and he listened to him. And Dave Grohl, being the greatest drummer in the world at the time, he's like, "This ain't gonna cut it," and he went and re-recorded all the drum tracks.
No way!
And he didn't tell him.
Wow!
He didn't tell the Will guy, but he knew, you know. But he did it in the nicest manner. He's like, "Hey man, you know, like this is what it is.
Yeah.
I, you know, didn't like what you put out. Like you can still play with the band and do the tour, and you know, next time try again." And that guy just didn't like that idea and just left the band. And then that's when Taylor came in.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a cool story,
man.
Little
Foo history.
Little Foo history, yeah, I know. And that's kind of, you know, in remembrance of Taylor. That's how he got introduced to, got the opportunity to get into the band, because Dave made that decision, you know, which a lot of people...
He was jamming with like Alanis Morissette or something.
Yeah, Alanis
right before.
Yeah, I think, who else was it? Man, there was a couple big projects he was involved in. It's awesome. He's a legend, man. R.I.P. to that guy, man.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Time.
But you're talking, you were just talking about like trying to get the same sounds and stuff as other musicians. I seen you just got Nikki Sixx bass. Is that a signature?
It is, yeah. I've actually wanted one of those since I was like 14 because I started on bass originally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was
Really?
a bass player in my very first band.
Wow. Okay.
And I just wanted one of those forever. And one was on Reverb, and I was like, dude, like, why not? You know?
Yeah.
It has no
How much was that
vault.
motherfucker?
It was like $500.
That's not bad.
Which is like weird because I found them originally posted and they were only like $400, so they actually increased in value. Probably Nikki Sixx left Gibson and Epiphone and went to Schecter, and now Schecter produces them, so they're a discontinued model. So I guess the range did go up on them a bit.
That movie The Dirt came out just a couple years ago.
Yeah, man, that really launched them into a whole like new fame for the younger generation.
Yeah, like people like my and your age that didn't grow up with them. Like my mom was
I did grow up with it just 'cause forever, but I totally feel what you mean.
Well, my mom, she's fucking 50, and she watched them like perform at Ozfest and shit. You know what I mean? Like their first outings, and so that's what I mean. I guess it's like
the original.
Yeah, my mom was like a teenager, 89. You know what I'm saying? Like in a crowd. But it gives us a cool new perspective on because we've heard the stories, but we've never seen it played out in front of us.
Yeah,
you know? And knowing that those guys had a big part in making that movie was even more fulfilling in my mind. You know, because
I thought it was great as far as their story and just their unrelentless just
rock and roll
passion.
Dude.
Yeah, man, just sticking to it.
They really did.
Yeah,
I mean, they got the same members of the same band from 40 years ago. I caught the stadium
tour twice. Yeah, I seen Motley at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, and then I also went to the Added On show in Indianapolis when they announced that they were doing one, and I was like, might as well. And a lot of people were giving them smack, Vince Neil, this, that, and the other, but who cares? I'm one of them guys like. How do you expect anybody to scream the way they did in their 20s when they're 50?
Especially the way he's singing, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
and he was never like a super duper strong live performance guy.
No,
even when you listen to it, back in the day, it wasn't album quality Vince, so I don't take it with a grain of salt and enjoy Motley for what they are, rock and roll. Yeah.
Did you this is hilarious. Did you see
which part?
Tommy's photo?
Yes.
Post on Twitter.
Lord. Yeah.
Dude, it's funny. My mom was asking. She's like, "Did you see this?" And I'm like, "No." And she fucking sends me a link, and there it is on Twitter. And I'm like, and she's like, "Why do you think it's still up? Why didn't they take it down yet?" And I'm like, "Well." It's like they took it off Facebook and Instagram. I'm like, well, Facebook and Instagram's policy don't allow that, right. But Twitter,
they're dirty dogs.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about a thing on Twitter, so that will stay up till he takes it down. He made a joke too about like it was equal opportunity at what concert. So it was like he was telling everybody to show their wangs.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Ballsy move, Tommy Lee. But I
wouldn't incite anything nowadays.
I would say this:
man,
listen, if Tommy Lee looked at me in the crowd and told me to show my wang, I would look at my girlfriend and I would go, "Babe, we're about to get backstage to a Motley Crue concert and hang out with Tommy Lee."
I am running away.
I would definitely get backstage that night.
Do it. That's awesome.
I mean, if I'm going to get the charge, I'm going to get the night out. You know what I mean?
Somebody made a joke at the stadium show. They were like, it's not fair that Def Leppard's drummer has one arm and Motley Crue's has three. And I was like, dude, that is awful.
That's funny, though.
Actually, I met Rick Allen of Def Leppard.
The drummer, right? That's the drummer? Yeah.
Yep. I met him at a mall. He's an artist, and he raises a lot of money. Actually, paints. Yeah, and he raises a lot of money for the U.S. military and everything.
Wow.
And I was stationed in D.C. at the time, and he was doing a little event, and I was able to cross it. It was at an art gallery at the mall. It was so bizarre, and 10 people were there.
What?
I figured it was gonna be we got there early.
He just didn't promote it. He just showed up.
Yeah, literally. It was just which is awesome. He was such a nice guy.
No, that dude's story is impeccable, man, of coming back from that, helping develop the technology so he could drum, because he helped with all that. That dude's a smart dude.
Yeah.
He's a very intelligent dude, and
I love that movie that they have, Def Leppard's biopic.
I didn't know they had one.
Yeah, it's pretty old. I think they made it in the 90s, maybe the early 2000s.
Oh, so it's older. Okay.
Yeah, but it's really good.
Did you ever see that movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, Steel Dragon. Yeah. You know that's Zach Wild on guitar?
Is it really?
I got the Zach ring on right now.
Dude,
man. That's actually my dad's.
Yeah. Dude, speaking of, man, I seen that you went and seen their show. And speaking of your dad, you were wearing your dad's fit, man. Which commends to you, man. I respect.
Appreciate it.
I'm very sorry about that.
And they were so nice, just to chat about my dad, because Dad was really buddies.
They knew
with
them.
all
Yeah,
of
he knew
them
guys. Yeah.
And it was just cool to have a moment to really talk about my dad with Zach Wilde. That's like a memory that I'll have now forever.
That's beautiful,
like
man.
nobody can take it from me.
Yeah, man.
You know, I don't spend my
Every time you look at that ring, man, you're gonna think of that now.
Yeah, I do too. I wear it pretty much every day since February 18th.
That's beautiful,
since he passed.
man.
Yeah. And then my mom followed right behind 4.5 months. It's been a crazy year. But,
man. And then you end up dealing with some health shit too around the same time, right?
Yeah, man. Just crazy stuff.
Life hits you real hard sometimes, man. And I know another guy who lost his mom and dad in the same week. It was insane.
Goodness.
You know, and it was very sad. And I asked him last time I seen him, how are you? Like, what have like you done like since then? And he's got kids. He's got a kid, and he's just like, man, I just started devoting my life more to my son, and you know, it's hard because he doesn't have like the amount of friends to like reach out to and like be that like wisdom to him anymore. He just doesn't have that kind of friend group. But it's a hard thing, but it's beautiful to see like the way that people try to like cope and realize their life, and it's hard, man, and I am sorry, man. I sincerely,
it, man.
I seen that, and I reached out to you, man.
You sure did.
I try to do that myself, you know, because I've dealt with hardships, you know, in similar fashion, man, and you know, I dealt with death at a really young age, and so it breaks my heart, and I truly appreciate like your wonderful attitude. To be, you know, the person you are and the humbleness that you do bring into people's life, man. I love getting you on here and talking to you. Seriously.
And I love being here.
Appreciate you, man. Seriously, it's life's a beautiful fucking thing.
It's all about the ride, man.
It's
not the destination. It's the ride.
About the journey, man.
Yeah.
It's about the journey. And going into that, like, so the town of Georgetown, I would consider you like a hometown fucking hero, man.
Yeah, they put that in the paper.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask
guitar
about.
Hero.
Yeah, how did that feel, man? To see that?
You know, it was one of those bizarre moments. It happened to be the exact issue that my dad's obituary was in. And which is like really weird because I never would have flipped through that paper ever. Like, I just don't really read the Brown County Press in physical form. You know, like I see like their posts on social media. I'll read an article or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I was flipping through it looking for Dad's obituary, and there was a picture of me, and it was like hometown guitar hero, and it talked about me subbing at the school.
So did you find that through looking for
my dad's obituary?
You're kidding.
I didn't even know it was going to be in there. I was like, wow.
That's amazing, dude. That's got goosebumps.
Weird
That's amazing.
And I haven't got it back. I sent off like the clip of his obituary and the little clip that had like the date and everything, and then my article. I'm getting it all matted up and framed.
Yeah, I was going to say, you saved that fucking
it's going to hang in the studio and stuff. It's just crazy.
Dude,
like to be cemented in history in the newspaper.
Right.
Because like my name's obviously in his obituary, son Coty Hicks, but then here I am on the other page, like hometown guitar hero. I'm just like, wow, like,
that's like one of the
heavy
most
stuff,
beautiful things I've ever heard, man.
But I don't know.
And coincidence.
Yeah, and there's been so many of those through all like just the whole process, just the coincidences of like mom and dad and everything. It's just been bizarre. But awesome.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
and I seen also that you I mean, dude, you work at the school. You got to hand out some medals.
I did.
To some kids,
dude,
man.
That was so fun. It was the cross country event that they had there at Georgetown, the Vern Hawkins Open Invitation, and dude, these kids pushed themselves so hard, and I was just so motivated when I left there because I mean, like as soon as they crossed the line, these girls would either just start breaking down crying because of how hard, or they would just start puking.
Oh, really?
But it was like, it reminded me of my Army days where like everybody's puking all around you. Everybody's just running. So I
hard work.
Yeah, hard work.
Dedication.
Commitment, dedication, just all those principles, man. It was just like, I felt so good. And I loved being the guy that was able to give the top 15 runners their medals and tell them like, great job. Like in that moment of them like, oh, I feel terrible. I'm like, good work.
You're a winner.
Yeah, it's like this, you know, it was worth it. What you're feeling got you this, and, you know, good stuff.
I enjoy the shit out of the thought of you dressed the way you are, standing there with some medals going, here you go.
Yeah,
and that just shows like the way that things work, man. Like if you are yourself, a good human being, you can do whatever you want.
You can.
Like
man.
you can look however you want, man. And like and because me growing up, I had long hair. I always like dressed it. I mean, look, I got fucking blonde hair right now. You know, I always dressed extravagant. You know, I won like a middle school contest for best dresser. You know, and I was horrible. I was so tacky. But you know, seeing, you know, that's a really cool thing for me to imagine is that like, you know, I can now be something like that.
Yeah,
You're an example for someone like me.
Yeah, that way for somebody at the high school who's feeling like, you know what, man, I want to wear a weird shirt. You know what?
Yeah.
Look at Mr. Hicks. He wears them.
I can do that.
Wear that weird shirt.
Absolutely.
Enjoy
man.
your time.
Embrace it.
Yeah, be you.
Oh my God. And
somebody gives you crap about your shirt, give them crap about their face or something. You know.
Yeah.
That's a
absolutely.
bad attitude. But, you know.
Well, my mom always told me if someone's bullying me, to tell them to stop, to then tell a teacher, and if nobody does anything about it, punch that kid in the face.
Yeah, well, there it is. And sometimes, man, like I'm a very peaceful dude at all times.
Same, yeah.
But sometimes, man, people like it's always the troll who just needs put in their place.
Yeah.
Because, man, you go out to a bar when you're a grown adult and you talk that way to someone, they will just punch you in the mouth.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you're in this weird little category when you're young and you're in an institution where you're not supposed to do that. But as soon as you graduate, there is nothing stopping anybody from stabbing you.
No, yeah, 100%.
Like,
yeah.
Get your mouth in check.
Yeah,
Like,
you gotta learn. You gotta learn limitations of what you're allowed to do.
yeah, like socially too.
And school's a weird. Yeah, you're right. School is a weird concept of that because it doesn't really negate like reality.
Not a bit.
It's kind of almost like prison.
Yeah, I mean,
It's kind of
like it sets you up for some kind of a weird failure.
You go to lunch. You get your tray. You got to go back to your class.
The bell rings. You get up and move.
You're only allowed to go to the bathroom when they let you.
Yeah.
You know, bell rings.
Everybody out. Everybody. Next
Dude,
class.
we're putting together some puzzle pieces right now. It's a crazy concept. It's cool to get guys like you, man, because I don't know if you know Harry Pedigo.
I do, yeah.
But so, like, he's a teacher as well, and it's neat. He teaches history.
Okay.
I think mostly. Super cool, man. He it's cool to see you kind of guys in the school system teaching these kids.
And that's I'm such a realist about everything, and that's all I try to do is just prep these kids for the real world.
Yeah,
that's it.
And that's compelling, man, because I don't feel like a lot of school is that.
Yeah.
There's things that's not leading to the compellingness of what an adult is, and that's what we're all leading to. I mean, you're only a kid for 18 years of your life. You're an adult for the rest of it, and some of us live to be 100 years old, man.
It's true.
That's 60, 70
Queen
years.
Elizabeth.
Yeah.
96.
Which, wow, man. You know, I've seen some funny memes with Betty White. USA, 99. Great Britain, 96. We won again. That's ridiculous. I love the comedic aspect of life. Be able to make fun of things, man. Yeah. Comedians do it so well. I remember seeing this. It was one of the old school like female comedian. I can't remember her name, but she was making a joke about somebody didn't have legs or something, or was in a wheelchair. Made a joke about it. And then the couple people in the crowd stood up was like, "That's bullshit. You shouldn't be talking about disabled people like that. That's not funny." And she looked at them. She said, "Fuck you. My sister has been disabled since she was 20 years old.
Oh.
This kind of art is made to bring happiness through pain, motherfucker.
Nice.
So fuck you."
Yep.
And just roasted them, and then the crowd just clapped because that's what comedy is. Comedy is the art form of disingenuousness.
Yeah.
Like it's about like the little niche fucked up things in life, you know.
Totally.
And can you make it funny?
Yeah.
Because you could just say something bad.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And my theory is if you show somebody something bad and then you show them something worse. And then you show them something bad again, they're gonna go like, "That's not that bad."
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
it's it's a wild philosophy in the way the brain works, man. You know, it's like you traumatize it, you bring it back. It's like okay, that's kind of
shock and all.
That's kind of like a military concept, I would assume too. Like
for sure,
in like boot camp style, like you said, like you see all the guys puking, it's like I'm used to it.
Oh, yeah. Especially like I was in the medical field for a while, so I worked in the operating room. Man, I've seen every kind of surgery possible. And like now, like when somebody's like cut real bad, I'm like, man, like yeah.
Well, dude, same like me watching MMA. I mean, I see a lot more brutality in life now. I don't try to. I'm not desensitized. I was already desensitized because of the art I make.
Yeah.
You know, you see our movies. I mean, we make some pretty
heavy stuff.
So like, I just try to relevate what it all means because at the end of the day, like. Those guys that are fighting, they stop and then they raise their hand and then they look at each other and go, "Hey man, thank you so much for thank you for the opportunity." Blah blah.
Yeah.
Some of our friends, the respect level that like I was talking about that Bruce Lee mindset of like conquer the dragon, be water. It's beautiful, man. But back to the whole Georgetown hometown hero thing. It's cool, man, to see like at night you got that guitar club.
Yep.
So
Still doing that, man.
That's once a month, right?
It is just once a month on the third Thursday.
I need to make it out to that. Every
Yes.
time I see it, dude, I literally have something, and I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah,
Man.
I know, man. It's tough, especially just once a month. It tends to be on that one day where people just have something, and there's no other time in the month.
It's a cool place for you to get to show off your guitar collection, I bet.
Sometimes, yeah. It depends on what we're doing.
What guitars Coty gonna bring this time?
I do try to get them in rotation.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it's cool. And well, speaking of me not being able to make it, dude, it seems like the only times we ever run into each other is like these weird unicorn moments.
It's
like,
always at somebody's gig.
Yeah. Or like, no, not even, man. It's been
That's
weird.
true.
Or we've not seen each other out at an outing together. Like, oh, hey, we're here together. Wow. No, it's like I'm at the bar sitting outside on the bench, and you drive by and see me, and I hear someone yell out the window, and then you message me,
yes.
Hey, man, unicorn spotting. And then as you're leaving RJ's, I'm coming in watching Alika, Spencer, shout out to Spencer and Joe, and you're walking out. I'm like, is that bearded motherfucker dressed up all nice and cool? Is that Coty Hicks? And I walk, booyah. That's how I revealed my hair to you.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
Oh, I love it. Honestly,
sweet,
yeah.
Nice.
The one thing I don't like is I wish people were more creative with their jokes. Everyone just goes right to Slim Shady, man. Me, I've already thought of like 5. I've thought of like, so obviously Slim Shady. That's obvious. Then the guy from The Offsprings.
Okay.
I'm looking pretty fly for a white guy. Dude, we'll go find the best burgers, dine-ins, drives, and everything we can, man. And also, somebody once told me that the world was going to roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Well done.
You know what I'm saying?
Done,
Like, there's fucking 4 for you guys right there. If you could
get creative,
be
guys.
creative with it, man. Like, I am Slim Shady, and I don't really feel like standing up right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit down.
You know, like I can't tell you guys the jokes. And, like, you gotta be creative, and that's what's fun for me is I can be creative with make fun of myself.
There you go.
That's what comedy's about.
Absolutely.
Man.
The most comics, like the best comics, are the ones who have like no ego or self pride. They put their self on blast.
Yes.
Those guys are funny.
Well, those people.
Or gals.
Well, and anybody in any fixture, like any professional thing that they're doing, like if you can look at yourself with a what's the word? Not negative. You said it. Be not contradictive. Man, I'm brain for it.
Yeah,
Words.
I don't know what I said.
Words.
Yeah,
Words.
big words.
You can look at yourself and be and just not. Man, I wish I had the word. It's one word. It starts with C. Man, we did this earlier today too. I don't know why. It's okay, man. But either way, just having the insight to not think that you're the shit, and that you can be told that you're wrong, and that like there's growth in that, because if you can elevate that and then work on it, then you come back stronger and better. And yeah, man, that's a route in life to follow.
It's ideologies that more people should get on board with.
100%. It's just simple things, man. Like it's in most religions, I feel like, to be that. And I'm not a religious person, so I mean, I'm
not religious, but I'm spiritual.
Yeah, it's definitely spiritual.
Yeah, religion comes with like a lot of politics and influence.
People walk in a room and you can feel energy, bro. Like, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing, and to realize it is important. In life, because if you're just being present minded, it's cool, man. But Coty, brother, I love you so much.
I love you
Thank
too,
you
man.
so much for coming out, man.
Thanks
Seriously,
for having me.
if you want, man, we'll hang out for a little while.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're hang out.
Kill these cameras. We're about to get wild.
Yeah, get the beers out. All right, Coty, brother, thank you so much. It's been great talking to you. This has been talking to you. Thanks for watching.